Honestly, when we were going over the angles to use for each shot, we tried to envision the movie in our head and put ourselves in the perspective of the audience rather than the producer. We were set on wanting the audience to feel some sort of intimidation, which we thankfully achieved by using a couple of close ups and a ground level shot. Of course, there were other ways we got to do this, but it was most notably these specific angles. The reason I chose these ones is because through a ground level shot, the audience is forced to look up at the villain, which means that they are constantly feeling a sense of intimidation and power, and they themselves are feeling belittled and powerless. Through a close up, the audience is forcefully put into the villain's personal space, which then makes them feel a sense of discomfort and it just makes them tense. Honestly, I mean, I would be too. Um, Where, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess the hardest for me was trying to find angles that not only worked well with the scenes filmed before and after the one we were currently shooting, but also that had meaning behind it rather than the fact that it just looked good. Our group spent a lot of time researching the types of angles most commonly used in films, as well as their meanings and the impact certain angles might have on the audience. Through this, it was a lot easier to succeed in telling a story without dialogue, and the fact we were able to do it with just the camera angles alone was a massive achievement that really pushed our product on a steep incline of improvement. I feel it taught me skills in a technological standpoint that honestly I would have never bothered to learn before. I really learned a lot about how angles can affect viewers emotionally as well as how I can tell a story with through certain camera angles and techniques alone. And honestly, now that I think about it, I've also learned how to use a camera as a way to put a message out into the world, if that makes sense. I mean, I always could do that through writing, through pictures, but I never thought I could do it through making a short film. I never thought about the importance of the different ways an angle can evoke certain emotions and feeling within the audience. And after my research and experience from the opening scene, I feel as if I've grown a new skill that I can use later down in life, which is the skill of producing. Oh, absolutely not. Before this whole project, I really thought editing was just putting clips together and calling it a day. I do have to admit I had some experience with editing, but nothing like this. Thankfully, I realized pretty early on, like weeks before we even started trying to figure out our plot, I knew I had to get my editing skills to a higher level. This came with researching different techniques like the type of cuts and transitions, as well as audio editing and color correcting. The list really goes on. I would also practice a lot during lunch with my friend, which shout out to her, but I would also practice a lot at home. It was really about what I thought looked best and continued the shot before in a way that looked good. When we first started filming, I kind of didn't take my role in this production as editor and filmer seriously and did what I thought would make everyone happy rather than what would improve our film. The first day filming together, I honestly did not speak my mind about this shot, and I wouldn't ask to redo it because I didn't want to make the day longer for my group members. This kind of translated over to the editing, and nothing went well together. The scenes are choppy in a way that I couldn't fix, and everything just overlapped, and it seemed like a montage. After that, I really made it clear I wanted to film multiple versions of one shot, which really helped in deciding which looked best, as I had options to pick from. My group luckily agreed with that, and honestly, they thought it was a good idea. We then filmed the kitchen tracking shot around 50 times, and I still had a difficult time choosing which version looked best. But the moment I put each one with the shot that it would connect to, it was obvious what went together and what didn't. What? What does this even mean? Did I ever get good? Are you trying to say I was bad? Anyway, Um, if you mean did my editing skills get better throughout the process or if they stayed the same level when I first started, then I would say they definitely grew like a lot. Like I said earlier, I practiced a lot, but as we continued to work on the film, I could see an obvious increase in skills from when I first started on the film and then when we finished the film. Putting knowledge into action was an experience I won't forget, and watching myself grow in the specific area of production made me more and more passionate on making our film the best it could be. Another thing is that it really wasn't hard to start learning about the different editing techniques. I always watch YouTube, and so it was just an easy thing to just put on a YouTube video about editing techniques and just learn from that. I would say the most useful part was learning how to put the actual credits on the screen in a way that was unique to us and would capture the attention of the watching audience. A lot of things were definitely simple and easy and obvious, like the most useful thing was putting together the clips, but seriously, I wanted our film to feel unique to us. I wanted the typography to have a big effect. I wanted to have the different ways the text would like have a way to exit the screen. Like when the final clip was when she stomped out the word prom. I feel like that was very significant in the way that we wanted to portray our film. Even if it was subtle, it was still important. Another major thing I would say was notable was learning how to edit the sound. I never really realized how volume could actually impact the quality of a film until I started editing this portion. Not only this, but learning how to fade the music in and out so the volume wasn't a sudden split in volume really helped the outcome of our product because it didn't distract or take away from the visuals that were happening on the screen. That's a really tough one because there's just so much to talk about. I'd probably say the first and biggest problem we encountered was coming up with the actual plot. Overall, we had three ideas, and you could probably guess out of the three which ones worked best. We all liked the first two ideas, but we also knew there was no way we could make either of them work with only 2 minutes. So, together as a group, we started putting our ideas together and eventually led to the production of Prom. Finding a way to create a product as big as 2 minute opening that accommodates everybody's ideas and the visions was challenging, but it really gave me a realization that communication is the most important part of learning and creative anything in a group. And I feel that just made it easier for us to plan and understand what's going on. Another problem we faced was how to get started with filming, if that makes sense. We all had a very tight and busy schedule, and so filming dates were very limited. So finding an actual day that we could all team up, group together, and film was pretty difficult. In the long run, me and Lexi, who played the main villain, Veronica, would get together, just the two of us, and film the final scenes. It really wasn't that hard. We all just wanted to help in any way we could. Usually for groups or group project, there's a team leader, but that wasn't the case for this. We all contributed ideas and made decisions everybody agreed with. It wasn't just one person calling the shots. I'd probably say we were more of a team rather than a group. I have to admit that because there were only four of us, I kind of had a mindset that there would only be one person that would pretty much be the quote unquote team leader, I guess, and would have to do way more than the rest. That's how it was in most group projects I've done, so I assumed this would be the same. It became really clear really early on that it literally wasn't even possible. We needed actors and editor, just roles that one person alone couldn't do. Each member of the team then contributed across multiple different aspects of the development of our film, showing me how different areas of production can come together and connect like one puzzle. Everybody helped to create one big product, and it all came together very nicely. I will say that my communication skills, as well as just my, well, just my, you know, communication skills, I guess. They improved. They improved.